All right, I think I am recording. Okay, so hey, I'm not in my truck this time. I'm in my office where I spend a lot of my time, you know, working, staring at a computer, doing all that stuff whenever I'm at work. Uh, so don't mind the mess in the back. That's one of the things I'll have to work on this year is make it little more organized, a little nicer. Okay, so I wanted to make this video this year, or yeah, basically this year, so that I can kind of do a year in review, um, kind of cover everything that I started this year, you know, things that I've accomplished, things I've learned about myself, uh, kind of all that good stuff. So it's been a year. Um, I've had two surgeries this year on my shoulder, and I think we finally nipped the infection in the bud, and hopefully I won't actually uh, get infected anymore. Feels pretty good. Probably well next year tomorrow. I'll start working out, but start very slow and just kind of go from there. Some of my goals, my health goals this year, make sure I don't break myself anymore. Um, no more no more surgeries, all that good stuff. Then I'll probably do probably next week, but I'll start my series on unofficially named Operation Fat Ass, where I basically try to lose 5 pounds. My goal is to do it in about 5 months, so it's about 2.5 pounds a week on average. Kind of do that combination of dieting, exercise, all that good stuff. As a 48-year-old, that has a lot of wear and tear in my body, just because I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps and now I just sit at a desk all day doing cybersecurity stuff. So try to get back into shape and try to get healthy. So health goals. Financially, things that I got accomplished this year. Started a Roth IRA at the beginning of the year, and I was able to max it out just barely. I think maybe a day or two ago. So did that. Still plan on maxing that out every year. I came really close, I think, to maxing out the 401k. I turned it off for a month or two earlier this year, just because paying for my youngest daughter's school and paying for her car and all that. All the bills kind of were racking up, so I just kind of turned it off. I didn't turn it off; I turned it down just to the company match. And after about a month or two, I was able to turn it back on. So I think I'm just shy of maxing it out. And I'm going to keep it like that for another probably a couple years, where it's just down at the 6% max or match, so that I can basically start investing in a couple brokerage accounts and stuff like that, so that if everything gets good enough, I'll be able to retire early and have a little bit of extra income on top of the pension and disability from the military, until I'm 59 and a half, where I can use the 401k and Roth IRAs and all that good stuff. So it's kind of the 2-year plan, at least as of right now, for the finances, and kind of go from there. I ended the year at about 170k in total investments. Stuff's all over the place. I'll probably do a couple videos or a series of videos this year on what I have going on, but pretty disorganized, and I just need to clean it up. Also, when the market had that little small correction in October, late October, November, pretty much kind of still sort of ongoing. Um, I made some moves and put a couple, some money in some covered call ETFs, like high yield ETFs, and uh, commenced to promptly losing my butt on them. I think in total I probably lost 10 grand in like NAV erosion, stuff like that. But it was, not the perfect timing. It was the worst possible timing. Like almost to the day when the market started not crashing, but people started thinking, oh, we might actually be in a AI bubble. Right about the time that happened is when I made those moves, and yeah, just read all the time. I don't know if it was a good idea or a bad idea. I think had I done it in February when we had the big correction, we had almost 6 months, 8 months of just almost like a 45-degree angle on all the markets, and everything looked good. So had I invested the same exact thing in February, March, April, and then just let it ride up until October, November, would have been totally different. I probably would have made 20 or 30 grand. But yeah, timing. I did learn about timing. So financially, some things I learned this year. I learned my risk tolerance or risk appetite. I don't mind, uh, losing. Nobody wants to lose money, but I don't mind like if I invested in a like VOO, the S&P 500. If the S&P 500 is red, I'm okay. It's red. But what I don't like is when the S&P 500 might be down like 0.01% or something like that, yet something that I'm invested in is down 10%. Like I'm looking at you, Hood, HOOW from Round Hill. But yeah, so I learned I don't like losing money. You would think it'd be obvious, but I'm not as risk tolerant as I want to be or thought I would be, and so I moved away from all those, kind of higher yield but a lot more risky ETFs, and I moved into like guaranteed, well not guaranteed, but definitely more tried and true, like broad market indexes, and I feel better. Spent probably when I started really doing this, it was in August, September, and I've spent a lot more time than what I would want to admit in front of the computer, staring at different funds and markets, and just I don't want to waste my time. I just want to put it in something, and when it seems like the S&P 500 seems to be the benchmark, where if you bid it, you're good, and if you didn't, you suck. I'd rather, I'll just invest in benchmark and then just throw a whole bunch of money in the wall or into funds and kind of see how it goes. Maybe if there's some like very targeted things that I want to look at or invest in, I might do a few individual stocks or some targeted ETFs on certain types of sectors of the market. But again, I'm only going to keep that like 5 or 10%, and not be like 20, 30, 40 percent. So that's kind of where I am. Goal, kind of for the broad investment bubble. So I think I'm going to have it written down about 250. That's an $80,000 increase between like all the different things I'm investing in, and cross your fingers. Hopefully the markets go up a little bit. It's a stretch, but I think I could probably hit it. I started the Roth IRA this year, and I maxed it out. Just started the Roth IRA for my wife, and just for the end of this year, I just got it funded $100. I don't plan on maxing that out yet, unless just a whole bunch of the things change and stuff like that. But I'll throw a couple $100 a month just to get something on there. What else? Oh, HSA. I've maxed it out 3 years in a row, so it's up to almost 20 grand. It's like 18 something. So that's not bad. So again, plan on just maxing that out. That's going to be like my end of life, or me and the wife, end of life care kind of stuff. So hopefully it grows a bunch between now and when I'm 70, 75 and about to kick the bucket. And we can start dipping into that when all the medical expenses, start actually getting pretty high and start piling up. So, all right, next is my YouTube channel. I started that this year. A couple of family members, kind of shout out to y'all. A couple of family members somehow found me. So, be kind of curious how that happened. If it was any one of my particular videos that you were searching for, or if I don't know, maybe the YouTube analytics kind of put two and two together and say, hey, these people are related or something. I don't know, but not a big deal. Just hopefully I don't like self-censor too much. I don't. There's nothing here that's controversial. But yeah, it's kind of weird when I know people I know are listening to the channel. But ended basically this year with 42 subscribers and about 200 hours total hours watched. So not bad. Got it on the board. It would be nice if I could get it monetized, but turns out it's a lot harder than what it is. Maybe if I was a pretty girl or something like that, I could just do 2 or 3 videos and get the 1,000 subscribers. I don't know about the watch hours, but it always amazes me how you have some people they'll only make like 4 or 5 videos and nothing really amazing or stand out. They just have the videos and then somehow they just get the subscribers. So my goal for next year, try to get 100 plus subscribers and maybe about 500 watch hours. So I think I ended up in the 30s for how many videos that I created and kind of threw up on the channel. It's more than once every other week, but I do want to try, because especially when I do some couple challenges, couple different series. I want to try to probably knock one out at least once a week, or that's going to be my goal. So providing that I'm not in the hospital, I don't have more surgeries or any craziness like that, I should be able to hit it. A lot of times I'll come up with a couple topics, 2 or 3 different topics, and I'll go out someplace, in a truck, and I'll record sometimes 2 or 3 videos in a row, and just kind of go from there. So that's pretty much a okay, more things that I learned this year. Professionally, learned a lot more about AWS and a lot more about Azure services. If you didn't already know, I work in cybersecurity for really actually a pretty good company. Okay, I'll keep it pretty generic. But I work security. Everybody else that I work with, they're up in Dayton, Ohio. They're like a different state. So I'm kind of like the only one down here in Houston. And yeah, most of my stuff is virtual, even though we do have an office. Even when I go to the office, but still virtual. And yes, they still want us to come to the office, for collaboration in my enclosure of an office. No cubicles or anything like that for me. If I did, it'd be probably a little bit more entertaining. But yeah, it's kind of boring. So I don't want to get too long-winded. I think I'm also learning that I tend to be long-winded, so I'm going to try to keep this short. That's kind of what's going on this year. Let me go over my notes. Roth IRAs, 401ks, HSAs. Getting a little bit back into crypto. I've taken a few years off, but kind of back into it. Talked about the YouTube channel. Talked about things that I learned, goals. So yeah, it's a pretty good year. Enjoy your night. Enjoy the last day of 2025. I'm hoping 2026 is a good year, good growth for everybody. What we'll see. You know, we live in interesting times, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. So, all right, I'll see y'all next year. Maybe tomorrow, but next year. All right, bye.